Welcome to Uncanny Contemplation, where we consider, discuss, contemplate, even, as it says in the title, the macabre through the venues of art and video games. Why are they venues? Because we're going to live inside them. We're going to be inside them and experience them from the inside. It's very, very appropriate. I'm joined, as always, by the king of the hobos, Armadox. Say hello.
Hello.
Nice. Nice. Armadox has recently started doing some drawing streams. Wow. More information about that later. But for right now, he's drawing werewolves. So what happened last time? Do you recall?
Uh, if I remember correctly, we went out of our way to try to stop a lumber camp non-violently, and then failed, and then became very violent.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like our character was doing it non-violently in like quotation marks, since they were like putting magic runes down even though they didn't understand the magic runes. Maya is ready to go. We also I ripped the head off of a couple cops in our first,
Yeah, we were not friendly to the police in this last run.
yeah, in our first transformation. And then I think it just ended with with the lady going like, "Dude, you're a werewolf. You're a werewolf, Harry."
Oh, you're a werewolf. And it's like, oh, really?
So
Interesting.
let
Is
me
that
just
why?
let me just explain this to you. So let us move back into this exciting game. Hit continue. Chapter 4, Lost in the Woods. Oh, what? Oh, breed Hamid, auspice unknown, rank cub, tribe unknown. Oh man, we are missing a lot of stats about us. Yeah, Garu of human ancestry. That's right. We have a ranking now. That's nice. We don't know our tribe yet. What werewolf tribe do you want to be part of? You don't know any of them, but if you did,
Not a one. Not a one.
okay. Well, it says we're in lupus form, or in full wolf form. So the morning smelled of forest fir and strangers. Slowly opened my eyes. The warm space under low-hanging branches of an old spruce tree was full of other people sleeping, their muzzles resting on their paws. I went outside, or I quietly crawled outside, and losing a willpower.
uh, no, we need the willpower because we've done horrible things last night. Let's just go outside normally.
Stepping over the sleeping forms, I made my way outside. Alone, hiding in the tall grass, I sniffed around. The sky was bright, and the forest around me was dark and full of interesting smells. High in the trees, birds yelled about status, sex, and violence. I was in danger, plus one rage. Memories started to come back. Or something was wrong with that picture, minus one rage.
Uh, hmm. So our looping back. Do we still want to be the angriest person in the world? Is that still our main goal?
I mean, I feel
Uh,
like we were doing pretty good on that front.
yeah. I think we have to keep our rage up. So, uh, let's let's simply.
I mean, the thing is, I don't actually think we're in danger, is the only thing. But I don't
Yeah, but
know.
we could be.
Okay, that's true. We could be. I was in danger. The thought was abrupt and unwanted, but like a siren, something happened last night. I pressed myself flat to the ground and pricked my ears. They wouldn't find me unprepared. A creature stirred in the bushes nearby, a tall, dark silhouette, a strangely familiar smell. Because our rage is high, we can attack, we can tense up, or we can try to run away.
Tense up. let's make it where it's their problem, but not so much that we end up killing an ally.
I tensed up and watched the human as they looked around. Maya, there you are, they said when they noticed me. It was time to get out of there. I spasmed. All right. Suddenly, a feeling like a cramp or a spasm surged through me and everything changed. I was Hamid, the human form. Body started resetting itself into the familiar shape and it hurt. Bones broke and fused again. Muscles and sinews moved under my skin. I cried and thrashed. Then, panting and sweaty, I was Hamid again. Hit the ground with my bare ass. Colors exploded. The morning breeze suddenly became cold and I shivered. I looked up. Confused, I looked at the person approaching me. Lisa's friendly. Good morning, girl. Got something for you. Lisa smiled and threw me a bundle of clothes. Remember, they won't survive the change. I'll teach you the right to help with that if you survive that long. I took the bundle. Snatched the bundle, started putting the clothes on. Sturdy but comfortable boots, cargo pants, green hoodie. They fit perfectly. I thought about the previous night. When I was raging through the forest, how differently I experienced the world through the wolf senses, about the discomfort and confusion of changing shape. So, I was a werewolf, +1 willpower. Yes, that would fill most people with willpower. Alright, we have a new goal, master the change. There was no denying it, I was no longer human. Huzzah! No longer human, yay!
We gotta we gotta go back and change Amy so that we have somebody to hang out with.
So we can say it was all their fault. We can use, because of our high brave, we can say we kept up our guard. Or we can say we appreciated the help.
Uh, we'll use the bravery one, but it is very much our fault. We messed up very badly last time, if I remember correctly.
Don't come any closer, I barked. You have some serious explaining to do. That's why we've all come here today. We just stood there for a moment, tense and silent. I was wondering how one usually learned that they were a werewolf. But how come nobody knew about werewolves? Or we can lose 1 willpower and ask Lisa about her story.
Ooh, that's see there we go. We held on to our willpower for this very moment. I think we should find out more about Lisa.
Yeah, probably. Lisa's our best friend who's not Anya. So, yeah, ask Lisa about her story. How'd you become a werewolf? I asked Lisa. Grandpa saw that I had the soul of a wolf and started teaching me about the spirit world. She looked at me with her violet eyes. When time was right, he guided me through the change. I wished my grandpa had done the same, or I didn't really remember my grandpa.
Uh, didn't we in the beginning of this mention that we didn't know like any of our family or something like that?
Yeah, pretty well.
Like that's why we came here in the first place. So we didn't remember our grandpa. We don't know nobody. We're
Oh wait,
sans family.
after World War II, my grandfather did something terrible that might have cast a shadow on the future. We know that about Grandpa.
Oh, I mean that changes things a little. The only thing we know about Grandpa is they did something horrible.
Yeah,
That's not great.
I didn't remember my
Um,
grandpa.
yeah, yeah.
Grandpa was telling me stories. I sighed, but I forgot most of them. I forgot how he looked. Remember more than you realize, Lisa said. How else would you know the high tongue? Ooh. Language of the Garu. It depends as much on body language as on actual words. Most of it's instinctive, accented by pheromones, growls, and whines. But how come nobody knew about werewolves? It doesn't make any sense, it suddenly struck me. How come nobody knows werewolves exist? We protect the veil, was the answer. Yeah. It's easy to convince humans supernatural doesn't exist. They already want to believe that, and the delirium helps. Delirium is madness and memory loss suffered by humans who look upon a Garu in Krynos form. What is the delirium? You mean delirium as in the medical condition, I asked? Remember something I read about in acute confusional states. You'll have to ask Pat for that, but the gist of it is that humans are incapable of remembering that they saw Krynos, she laughed. They panic, Turn away and instantly forget every time. Then I realized something. Something important. The wolves had awoken. At some point, the rest of the party had awoken and joined us. The clearing was full of wolves. Fuck. Wolves are closing in on me. I saw an opening to escape. If I did, I could figure this all out on my own. Okay, so our options are the forest, denial, escape, or the battlefield, acceptance and cooperation.
The forest. It's the only thing that we've went on about this entire game.
It's true. We don't wanna work with all the wolves that we were sleeping with, pack mates. We don't want those. We're a lone wolf.
Uh, I mean, so hear me out.
Okay.
We've the only time that they've done anything with us is murder. So I feel like having them around might be just us murdering everything in our path the rest of the game.
Aww. Wouldn't that be nice though?
Well, I mean, were we trying to build up? Were we trying to build up the spiritual or aspect of our character?
Well, we have
Or
already maxed out Brave, and we do have a little bit of spiritual that we've been building up the last couple of things. We have no cunning. We're a blunt object.
we are very much a blunt object. We have done nothing to show that this character knows anything about anything.
I want to accept that we're a werewolf. I think that being a werewolf is a good thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Fair enough.
think that we've come here to find our destiny, if you recall. And I don't think our destiny involves not paying attention to our lineage.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair assessment. I'll agree to that. We are the chosen one.
That's right. Hiding the bodies. The headless body was heavy. They said that as my first kill, it was my burden and my duty to take it to the Barrows. I didn't want to do it. It was heavy in more ways than one, or we can use a willpower to get our shit together. Use some volumetric shit compression.
Yeah. Let's get our shit together. We know what we did.
Hiding, hiding,
We're not
hiding the
ashamed of it.
yeah, hiding the body is a good use of willpower. Got my shit together, lifted the corpse, threw it over my shoulder. This is the nature of things. We are Garu and we kill, Lisa whispered in my ear. Denying it's denying yourself. She and Daniel accompanied me, carried the severed head in a bag. The others stayed behind, covering the tracks. I couldn't accept that I'd killed someone, or I focused on the walk.
Uh, Focus on the walk. I mean, like, I assume our character is okay with what they've done here.
Didn't want to talk, or think for that matter. Not about the person I was carrying, or rather trying to carry. It was just a thing. I needed to transfer from point A to point B. That was it. We can lose one health, but the body was too heavy. We could lose one willpower. I just kept dragging the body.
Oh, uh, yeah. How is our health looking actually?
We have 3 out of 5 willpower and 3 out of 5 health right now.
Oh, so
And
it doesn't
5
help
out of
us
5
moving
rage. We're very mad.
doesn't help us moving a body apparently. Yeah. All right. Let's take a hit to health. That's fine.
Okay, body was too heavy. Burden was too much to bear. I was tired and hurt and just couldn't do it anymore. I looked at the body, and I really, really wanted to say something, but I choked on my words. I curled up into a ball with arms around my head. I couldn't. I can't, I said, and that was the only thing I could say louder and louder until it became a shriek. I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. I can't, I can't. Lisa sighed and kneeled beside me. You're a werewolf. Gaia's soldier. That's right. The mother goddess. There's nothing you can't do. Get up. We have a world to save and a destiny to fulfill. She was right, and I got a willpower because I'm fulfilling my destiny, baby. I took a deep breath. She was right. I was here for a reason. I had things to do. We can say I changed, and I assume changed into, I forget what the form is, but the one that's just like a really big, creepy, buff human, halfway to Krynos. Or we can spend a willpower and say, suddenly I knew what to do.
I assume that we can change without this becoming a terrible issue here, right?
I mean, I would hope so. Everybody else seems
Yeah,
to
let's
think we're werewolves, so.
let's let's just change. We need that willpower for when we have
Oh,
to do something social.
I've got a form change uh, mode.
Oh,
So I've got a thing that says choose your form. Uh, Glabro is strong enough to lift heavy things without breaking a sweat and intimidate. Krynos is the war form, ruthless killing machine, nothing subtle about it. Hispo is a monstrous wolf, small, smart, fast, heavy, and absolutely scary. Lupus is the wolf form, a majestic animal with all the advantages and limitations. Looks great on camera. Well, we want to be Galabro. We just want to be extra buff.
extra buff. We're just
Yeah,
moving a body. We're not trying to like start anything. I don't think, right? Right.
yeah, yeah. I was
So we could.
Galabro, the near human form. The pain was stronger than I ever imagined. I felt my muscles spasm as they rearranged themselves. My jaw cracked. My mouth filled with blood. I clenched my fists and jaw and claws drove into my palms. I screamed. When I rose, panting and sweaty, I was more than human. I was Glabro. Wolfish. Strong. Scary. It hurt. Gain 1 willpower.
Nice.
We have a new goal. Find your place among the Garu. Yeah, we have... Right now our goals are fulfill your destiny, stop the logging at any cost, and find your place among the Garu. Oh, that's right. We completed one because we learned to control the change.
Oh,
World sh-
nice.
the world shifted. Not much, but enough. I felt my teeth get sharper and muscles stronger. I picked up the body. It was a lot lighter. We went on. We went on, but we weren't alone. I realized there were two shapes in the bushes on either side of the road. One bigger and dark gray, and the other small and white. Ah, my companion smiled. I see you've noticed our patrons. Patrons? Or I remembered them from my dream.
The wait, what are they? Some sort of like wolf hybrid, or just
I the tool tip on Patron says a spirit joined to a pack or tribe and representative of its inner nature.
oh,
So
uh,
basically, it's our
yeah,
tribe's spirit guide.
yeah. We saw that in our dreams. We should remember that. I think.
Yeah. Winter Weasel neutral, Morning Wolf neutral. Yeah, we know each other, I said, remembering my dream. We sort of met the other night. She almost stopped in front of me in the middle of the path. We came here to teach the cubs, said the wolf. She smelled of ash and tears. Was I hallucinating? I couldn't believe what I saw. It made no sense. I felt as if my brain was short circuiting trying to interpret signals not meant for human senses. Was there really a
I'm.
wolf? Or was it really a weasel?
Uh, is it a choice? Is it an
Yeah,
option?
yeah.
Oh, because
Basically, do we want to, right now we have Morning Wolf and Winter Weasel. I assume that maybe we're picking who we're more interested in learning more about here.
oh, oh. I'm gonna let.
Also,
I
it's
feel
hard to
this is.
see mourning as in like mourning a death, not mourning as in the sun is rising.
Oh, good, good to know. I think that this should be a decision that you make on account that you actually know who these might be.
Well, I mean, we're brave and powerful. Um, we're gonna go with it. Maya told me there's a wolf staring at me. When I looked, I felt ash on my tongue. I heard a mourning howl so deep it reverberated in my bones, and I smelled fire. When it talked, it's like the rustling of leaves formed words in my mind, and they wouldn't leave me alone. But hallucinations or not, they just wouldn't leave me alone. The weasel circled me, and before I knew it, I could feel small claws on my leg, and then on my back, and then on my arm. It smelled of musk and electricity. Then it bit my ear. I
Oops.
tried to shake it off. I ignored it, Or why would it do that? Lose one rage.
Oh man, that's. I want to say why would we do that, but we have to stay the angriest person, don't we? Uh, uh, let's chuck it. Let's make it angry. See what it does.
Get off me, I yelled, trying to knock the weasel off my arm. Ooh, a feisty one. I like it. Its electronic voice echoed in my head. Enough, the wolf growled, or at least that was what my brain decided to hear. I felt the weasel draw its breath. In the beginning, there was Gaia, aka Mother Earth. She gave birth to a mighty breed of warriors, the weasel began. It sounded electronical, like a teenager reading a Wikipedia page over voice chat. They were called Garu. That's werewolves and werewolfish. And their sole purpose was to protect Gaia. They failed, wailed the wolf. I looked to the weasel for advice, or I looked at the wolf?
Well, the wolf is telling us that we kind of suck, so the weasel's actually seeming a little more, you know, on our side right now.
Yeah. Why did they fail? I looked to the weasel for advice. Time began, Gaia released three primal forces upon the earth: Weaver, the Wild, and the Worm. The weasel continued. The Wild was the untamed force of life and creation. The cold, ruthless Weaver gave structure to the world, and the Worm destroyed what needed to be destroyed, creating balance. Were we creatures of the Worm? Were we creatures of the Weaver? Or were we creatures of the Wild?
We've done nothing but destroy things since we've got here. From relationships to the environment, to the machinery. I think we are definitely, like tear shit up, kind of werewolves.
Oh,
Unless,
Morning Wolf is cautious at us saying this. So we were werewolves of the creatures. So we're werewolves creatures of the worm, I asked, destroying imbalance? They were Gaia's children, the wolf snarled, born to herd and contain humans. So what went wrong? I can see that something went wrong, I said, smiled wryly. The weaver grew too ambitious and trapped the worm within its lifeless web, the weasel answered. Confined and denied, the worm slowly went insane. The wolf wailed. Now Gaia is dying, choked by the weaver and eaten alive by the worm, wailed the wolf. You cannot reason with the worm, she snarled. You can only fight it. Then it turned and led the way. It took us to the Barrows. There's the cosmology.
oh,
The weaver is essentially like the spirit of like civilization. Like it's a civilizing
well,
force. Which is, as you might think, bad for nature.
apparently siding with the worm was a bad choice,
Oh
but
yeah, I knew that, but we wanted to say that we are gonna blow shit up, so that's fine. Let's
you get
see.
under my nature. Oh, you are not paying attention at all.
Yeah. Let's see. It didn't look much different to the other parts of the forest until you noticed the mounds, that is. There was something about the flattened hills that drew my full attention. They must have been bigger in the past. I could remember ... or I felt dizzy.
Do we remember anything about this? Uh, I think we should. Yeah, bigger.
I could imagine them vividly when they were built. The tall, proud barrows, the dead decomposing underground, returning to earth, feeding new life. Trees around us were the fingers of the dead protruding from the ground, and then it happened. It's a feeling anchored in my chest, akin to the taste of ash in my mouth and the smell of smoke, longing, sadness, resignation. But there was more. A sense of sacredness. It filled me with a calm excitement, and when I closed my eyes, I saw fire burning in the darkness. Lisa kneeled near one of the mounds, put her hand on it, and whispered a few words. I saw the ground open slowly like a mound in the earth. I sighed. Let's do this. Put the body in the hole. Took the severed head and the body I'd wrapped up in sheets and put them in the hole. Closed slowly, and I could swear I heard the trees nearby sigh in anticipation. The wolf howled, and I could feel the hair on my hands rise. Welcome to your new life, the talking white weasel grinned. We have something else to show you. I ran with them, or we can spend a willpower to say, I had so many questions.
I think we have questions. I think there are things that I need to know about the setting that I do not.
Okay, I had so many questions. I finally dared to ask them. I turned to Daniel or I turned to Lisa? I think Daniel.
Lisa.
I think Daniel
Wait,
hates
Daniel?
us. Well, I'm just saying I think Daniel hates us. I'm going to double check. Oh no, Daniel's sympathetic.
Oh, it's the other one, Cromwell or whatever his name was, that doesn't like us.
Um, Bartek is the one that hates us. Um,
Yeah, but Bartek isn't a werewolf, so he doesn't count anymore.
yeah, that's fair. He's part of he's part of the thing. So, yeah, Lisa's Olga's girlfriend, and Olga's loyal to us because we beat the shit out of a bunch of people. Let's turn to Lisa. Turn to Lisa and realize she'd been watching me. If you want to ask me something, just ask. How'd she come to Poland? So how'd you get here? I asked. Lisa's friendly. Well, my grandfather's from the old tribe from up north, proper north, Siberian. Voice was trembling, but we're spread around the world now because old Siberia's gone, melted, rotting. Well, I came here in search of a better life, though through the forest illegal. I still wait for my papers to be sorted. She wasn't exactly hiding. Aren't you afraid they'll catch you? You're not. I searched for words. You're not exactly hiding, I said finally. Nah, Lisa shrugged. You know, the thing, I do things here and there, help with tourists, help with the forest, and my moonshine's the best in the province. Besides, I made a pact with the spirits. They watch over me, distract people when they get too nosy. Enough talk, the white weasel grinned. We have much to do. So we ran.
I have questions. No time for questions. We gotta go.
Vision quest. You're a cub, so you have special privileges, said the weasel. Pudeska will grant you a vision. You must see to understand, said the wolf. Think carefully before you choose what to see. We can go to the Barrows to see the past, our family. We can go to the wolves' den to see the present, the forest. Or we can go to the place of power to see the future, our destiny.
Oh, that's a hard one. That actually is a real hard one because while we are solely, pro destiny, I think knowing about the past would be pretty useful for our goals. Uh, uh, yeah, yeah. You know what? Let's go destiny. Let's see the future so that we know what we did wrong.
That's all right. The tangled past. They told me there was a place of power, a rough circle of stones in the forest, but knowing where it was and finding the way turned out to be two different things. Puzeska is sympathetic. I felt Puzeska playing with me, twisting paths, blocking my way with bushes and dead trees, and suddenly opening a new path that was straight and full of sunshine. I got tired of it, but I pushed on.
But I pushed on. They're just like hazing our character. We shouldn't be mad at them.
Yeah, determined I pushed on. Since the change, I've become acutely aware of how my body worked, and I remember what humans were good at: running. Stubborn, relentless, long-distance running. Not as fast as a deer, not as nimble as a wolf, but steady and without rest, so I ran. And then I was there. There I was, a place of power, stones in a circle, old apple trees, buzzing in the air. I opened my mind to the buzzing. Love to get some buzzing up in there. The tangled futures. I open my mind. There's a swirl. It starts deep within me, then it expands. Everything is in motion. There is no center anymore. I see a bird, I see a forest, or there is grass.
I hope we see a forest if we're looking into the future, because otherwise we fucked up real bad.
Yeah, we gotta look at that forest. Forest where the wolves hunt. Some of them alive, some of them long dead. There's a mother wolf, her howl like a keen. She keens after me when I fall. She mourns my blood that spills on the ground. Yet another of her cubs lost. It whispers. In balance with this life, this death, it whispers to me. Trees grow. Little trees grow from where my eyes have been. Life goes on. A snail lives in my open mouth. Life goes on. Seasons pass. Squirrels hide their acorns between my ribs. Seasons pass. Years go by. The acorns grow and turn to oak trees. Years go by, and then there's no more me and no more forest. There is only us. And there is rage, but there is no time. Us working together.
angry even after we're no longer there.
That's right. But they stand there with their machines, and we have to fight for survival again and again, and the rage explodes like white phosphorus. The forest wakes up, but there are other paths.
So we have the ability to wake up the forest. That sounds great. That sounds exactly what we hoped for.
Yeah, forest wakes up. Powerful bodies surge through the trees towards the village. The rage burns like white scorching heat. Humans try to escape. They scream and beg for mercy. They try to protect themselves, but they are helpless, weaponless. The Garu rise up with their talons in the blood. Eyes glaze with fury. The world burns. And the kenning of the wolf turns into a howl of joy. I open my eyes. Ash Grey Wolf stands in front of me. Do you understand what you have to do? She asks. Our two options here are I have to set the world on fire, or I had to choose my path.
That. Oh no. You know what? We know exactly the kind of person we are. And I think
World
that
on fire. World on
world
fire.
on
World
fire.
on fire. Brave. I understand, I said. I am a champion of the forest and humans are the enemy. It was my destiny, plus one willpower. Hit updated. I was destined to set the world on fire. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The wolf grinned at me. It is your destiny. She looked me in the eyes. No compromise. Be my teeth, be my claws, be my rage. Kill them all and save the forest. I looked at her. And perhaps for the first time I saw her for who she was. Her pelt was marred with fire. Her eyes were smoky embers. Ash was falling from her heaving flanks. She looked old, ancient, seething with anger. She was mourning incarnated. She was the wolf from my vision. Should we say that she's mourning incarnated, or that she's the wolf from our vision?
Let's choose the wolf from the vision on account that means that it solves one of our problems.
She was one of the wolves from my vision, watching my grandfather from the darkness, waiting for the village to burn. But she was more than that. She was also the Puteska. She was more than one wolf, or she was the darkness.
Oh, uh, was the darkness good? I don't remember the darkness being good. Was the darkness bad?
I mean, we snuck around in the darkness a lot.
Yeah, we did sneak around in the darkness a lot. Are we going for a stealth archer build for this character? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't know.
Let's see. What are the options again?
She was also the Puteska, the forest. She was more than one wolf, or she was the darkness.
Make her the Podesca. That way we only have to follow one person from here on out.
She's also the spirit of the forest, the Puteska herself, wounded, hurt, violated, and mourning all her children and the humans had killed. At least that's what I thought when I looked at her. The wolf mother looked back at me, and something in her eyes made me realize she was sending me the prophetic dreams, revealing my destiny. Join me, she pleaded. Only you can understand me. Only you. I joined her, or we can lose one rage and say, but I decided to walk my own path.
We're not very clever. I think we're gonna follow the first person that tells us.
Oh, yeah, especially the person who's telling us to murder everybody. That sounds great. Mourning Wolf is now loyal to us. I went to her and she accepted me, and I accepted myself. Hint updated. My dreams were sent by the Wolf Mother. Finally understood who I was. Yeah.
Excellent.
The paths before us merged, and only one remained. The wind smell of ash and tears. The future awaited. A lone howl pierced the silence like a single ray of moonlight in the darkness. Then there was another one, then another, then another. Choir voices triumphant and joyful. I opened my eyes, plus one health. Oh, plus two health, even better. Opened my eyes, I was in a clearing. Around me there were wolves, huge monstrous wolves, howling at the moon. We can, because of our high rage, we can activate the change and join them. Or we can just say, oh, werewolves, my people.
No, join them. We know what we're doing.
I was Hispo, the monstrous wolf form. The pain was overwhelming. My spine cracked and twisted. My knees and ankles broke, and I fell on the ground. My jaw shattered and rearranged itself. My whole skin was on fire, rippling and sprouting fur. I howled in agony. When I rose, panting and spitting blood, I was Hispo, with strong paws, mighty jaws, and a mane of fur, more than a wolf, scary and monstrous. Instinctively, I changed and joined the choir. My voice was unsteady at first, but I soon found my own note, a unique addition to the chorus. Well, hello there, Ogle smiled at me, and welcome to the Sept. The what? The Sept, whatever that meant, or I just listened, -1 rage.
No, we're not paying attention. The Sept, whatever that is, we don't need to know.
Yeah, whatever. We just gotta set things on fire. That's easy. We don't need
Yeah.
specific instructions. Okay, just so you know, I said slowly, I have no idea what a sept is. We live in packs, Ogle explained, and when packs unite to fight a common enemy, they form a sept. So there were 2 packs here. I realized that there must be at least 2 packs here. I looked at Olga, I looked at Cornell, I looked at Daniel, I looked at Lisa. So, we are, let's just quick stats. Lisa's friendly. Olga's loyal to us. Daniel is sympathetic. Cornell doesn't like us very much.
Yeah, Cornell's
the guy
already
who's
kind of shut ourselves with Cornell.
Cornell's the guy who's like, if we ask them nicely, maybe they won't screw us over.
Yeah. We told them to eat, so yeah, loyal's better than nice. Let's go with loyal.
Okay, so you think we're gonna look at Olga?
Yeah.
All right. 3 of the monsters will have changed. Olga and Lisa stood up, human-looking again, their clothes rumpled. A yellow-eyed wolf by their side turned out to be Daniel. We are the pack of the mourning wolf mother, said Olga. They smelled of ash and tears, and for a moment I saw a wolf spirit among them. I looked at Cornell. Great Grey Wolf changed into Cornell, and soon Pat and Kim joined him. We are the Winter Weasel pack, said Kim. White shadow settled on Pat's shoulder, smelled of musk and electricity. We are Gaia's soldiers, said Cornell, in that we have no choice, but we can choose whom we fight alongside.
Oh, so we actually in our mistakenly went at least chose the pack that wasn't dealing with Cornell and.
Yeah, I can, again, I don't remember a lot of the other ones, but I love the Glasswalkers, and because of the Winter Weasel having electricity and being at least partially aligned with the Weaver, they are probably Glasswalkers. Which means that they are werewolves who try to work within society to create change. They're the werewolves you go to when your phone won't send the email because you're a wolf and you don't know how a phone works.
We're werewolf IT.
Yeah, kind of. Brave, who was the enemy? Question mark, exclamation point. Did I have to join a pack? Or I had so many questions.
We are confused all the time. So questions galore. That is what we are. We are questions and anger.
I have so many questions. I shook my head. What about the moon? Was every sept that diverse, or how do spirits work?
Ooh, good questions. What about the moon? We'll start there.
Why did I hear the moon whispering to me, I asked. Luna gave us rage. That's why she's important, Olga said, and that's why you'll never be able to touch silver again. Was every sept that diverse? Or how did the spirits work? Look, we're asking everything, so. Was every sept that diverse? You're from all over Europe, I noticed. Is this like standard for a sept? I looked at Cornell or I looked at Olga?
Olga.
Yeah. Didn't even know if there was a stupid question or a smart one. I looked at Olga. Normally tribes keep to themselves, Olga grimaced, but we are in a desperate situation and had to form a rather unorthodox alliances. At least a dozen tribes, Daniel interrupted, and I hope, Maya, you would choose yours wisely. Now, how do the spirits work? What about the spirits, I asked? How does that work? World casts a shadow. We call it the Umbra. said Lisa. And every shadow, every living creature, every emotion and idea, every important object to exist exists as a spirit. That's all you need to know at the moment. Oh, it looks like we're asking everything. So who was the enemy? Question mark, exclamation point, interrobang. There's a war. Who's the enemy? I asked. Zemij. The word Daniel sounded like Zemay, reeked of decay and burning oil. The worm, destruction. Google translated. Corruption, pollution, a cancerous disease devouring reality. Do I have to join the pack? I asked just to make sure. No, Gaura can't survive on their own, Lisa stressed. Among humans, I'm an outcast, an immigrant, and a lesbian, a heathen. Pact accepts me the way I am. So if I got this all right, I've been conscripted into an ancient war against the worm, I said slowly, trying to put it all together, and the moon gave me rage as a weapon, but I must avoid silver. I took a breath.
Yeah, that's right. Sounds about right. That's how this works.
And there's a whole secret world of spirits, and I have to join a pack and choose a tribe. Exactly, Lisa nodded. As for the tribe, there are two people who could mentor you now. Olga's from the Black Furies, an ancient tribe of women warriors. Oh, I'm wrong. Cornell's from Children of Gaia. Oh, I'm wrong. The Black Furies, an almost all-female tribe focused on the atrocities committed against women. They know the mother is female and represents all resentment and anger women harbored for thousands of years of male oppression. Hated by other tribes because they only fight for half of the planet's inhabitants. I think they might have changed some of these from when I last read it. That's fine, though. Children of Gaia, it says, a tribe that believes in peace with humans and rage that is the taint of the worm, not the righteous fury of Gaia. Oh, yeah, it believes that rage is the taint of the worm as opposed to a gift from Gaia. Hated by other tribes for their reluctance to use violence in their celebration of pacifist human philosophies.
Ooh.
So we can say, the Children of Gaia seemed cool, the Black Fury sounded good, or what about my family's tribe?
What about our family's tribe? Where do they go?
Hey, what about my family's tribe? I asked. Lisa winced. Daniel sighed. Olga shook her head. What was the matter? What's the matter? I asked again. Your ancestors were the Get of Fenris, and no one wants to have anything to do with that tribe, Cornell answered. They stand against everything we believe in. Because of our high rage, we can say, my grandpa had nothing to do with that. Or we could say, were they really that bad?
Oh no, that feels a little Nazi sympathizer there. Dang. You know what? Still, let's see how bad they were to the other tribes for them to have that opinion.
Yeah. Were they really that bad? Actually, not that bad, I asked, are they? Get of Fenris are the most radical Garu supremacists that ever marred the face of the earth. Like, legit fascist werewolves. Some of them literally worked for Hitler.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
so Get of Fenris, a tribe of werewolf supremacists who celebrate the destruction of the human world that Father Fenrir promises at Ragnarok, antagonistic to other tribes to the extent that some whisper of worm taint. Hated and distrusted, many see them as another enemy in the war of the apocalypse.
So, that seems problematic.
So how could they judge my family, or I had a right to know my legacy?
No, I don't want to go down this path. This doesn't sound good at all. I don't want to. I don't want to end up a Nazi werewolf. Let's. What's the other one?
Huh?
Judge family.
How,
No, not
how
judge
could they
family.
judge my family, or I had a right to know my legacy?
The latter, but I'm hoping that it doesn't end up with us like tanking this.
Thank you for telling me, I said. I had the right to learn about where I came from. For a moment, we were all silent.
Oh, good. I'm hoping that was in.
I needed to know more about the tribes, or there were a lot of werewolves there.
Let's talk about the tribes. I really think that that's going to help me get an idea where the story goes.
wanted to learn more about the tribes and find an option that would really resonate with who I was. Okay. I talked with Kim. Kim is cautious. I talked with Daniel. I talked with Lisa. I talked with Pat. But I didn't want to talk.
I don't know. Who's Pat? Let's talk with Pat. I don't even know Pat. Do we have anything with Pat?
A German hacktivist and Cornell's good friend, a small young woman dressed in black with a disheveled, bleached out hair. A
Oh,
werewolf.
yeah. Oh,
We voted
Lisa
against
has.
Pat to go do direct action, if you recall.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that. I guess we were just gonna talk to Lisa.
Yeah,
Form a clique. As it was.
yeah, sure. I asked Lisa about her tribe, but she inherited her Cyberak legacy from her Buryat grandfather. She said I didn't know the proper legends, custom, and cultures to join. Cyberak, their hate, sorrow, and rage are deeper than any other tribes because their icy Siberian homeland is melting and decaying. Now they are despised by the tribes as half-breed loners who care only for themselves. Was Cyberak a Russian word, or I asked her about the Wolf Mother?
Uh, Wolf Mother. That seems more prevalent.
What about the Morning Wolf Mother, I asked. She's mighty and powerful. There was a tone of deep respect on Lisa's voice. Who was she? Tell me more, I asked. She's old, very old. We don't know when she first appeared here. I think she's an avatar of the forest. The avatar? But what did she want?
What does she want? That could be part of our destiny.
What does the Wolf Mother want from us? I asked. I keep asking myself the same question, Lisa halted, looking for words. She knows how to find her way to people's heads. She looked at me for a moment, deciding what to say next. I respect her, but sometimes I think she gets into Olga's head too much. Olga lets her in, the wolf pushes, and I don't know. Maybe it's the right way to do things now? I knew that. I didn't comment, or I was afraid of the Wolf Mother.
I don't think we're afraid of the Wolf Mother, are we? That doesn't seem like that's our path right going. Wait, no, we're siding with the winter wolf. Everything having the word wolf in
No,
it makes this
no,
kind of.
no, no. The Morning Wolf Mother is the one that told us that we needed to set everything on fire, and we're like, hell yeah.
Oh, then yes, we're totally. Wait a second. Yes, yes, we are 100% fire pro fire.
Yeah, so I knew
All
that.
choices.
Yeah, this is the right way to do things now. I knew that. She's been talking to me a lot, I admitted, and I agreed to help her. Oh, Lisa didn't like that. That lowered her opinion of us. Was Cyberrock a Russian word? No. So I asked. I'm not sure how to approach the topic. Cyberrock, I mean, you're from Siberia? I hesitated and Lisa smirked, but the tribe name reminds me of something. Yes, Siberak. She pronounced it differently, so it sounded like a Polish word. Must have heard it before, but wasn't the word Russian?
We're gonna we're gonna take Lisa right off the bat. Oh dang.
I must have heard it before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I must have heard it before. It's a you know.
I'm sure that I heard it before, I said in a different context. In Russian, it means someone from Siberia, but in Polish, it has its own very specific meaning, Lisa explained. It's a word for political prisoners exiled to Siberia, and there were tens of thousands of them. What a terrible name. So why was she using that name, or which meaning did she prefer?
Which meaning do you prefer? We're gonna try to be as peaceful of this, as we can.
Lisa's friendly again. Which meaning do you identify with, the Polish or the Russian? Lisa smiled. My tribe name describes both of my legacies. My granny was a political exile, and my grandpa was a Siberian indigenous. Just because it speaks the truth. That's all I wanted from her. Thanks. That was all I needed to know at the moment.
Yeah, excellent.
Oh, it looks like we're going to get to talk with most people if we want to. Daniel's sympathetic,
Oh,
so let's talk with Daniel.
yeah.
I asked Daniel if I could join his tribe, but he didn't understand the question. I'm Red Talon, he said, as if that explained everything. The tooltip says red talons, born exclusively from wild wolves. Most of them hate every human alive for their millennia-long war against predators and wolves all over the planet. The other tribes hate them because they don't compromise and are blind to the suffering of the human half of the Garu. What
So this
exactly?
guy's just like full like werewolf.
Well, he was he,
Uh
he was he was born a normal wolf. There's two types of Garu, ones that were born humans, ones that were born wolves.
oh.
So what exactly were the red talons? I started to get who he was, or I asked him about the wolf mother.
Uh, what about the red talons? We need to. We can have some.
What are the red talons? I asked Daniel. It's the tribe of the Garu who were born as wolves. Daniel explained. We usually don't mix with others, and we kill humans, but since I'm the only one here, I decided it was better to join the rest. Why? Or it was a wise decision.
Oh, why? That's fine. That's fine. That seems like a decent question to me.
Why? I kept asking. Looked at me if I were stupid. What are you,
Oh,
stupid? He asked a second later.
yes.
There's always strength in numbers. I protect my folk better when there were more werewolves around. Your folk? Wolves. I started to get who he was. I asked him about the wolf mother, or that was all I wanted from him.
Wolf mother.
The warning wolf mother? Daniel felt silent for a moment. She was a wolf once, but then people captured her cubs and made them poster children for the national park. She died and became a spirit. But I knew she was older than that, or I decided not to comment.
No comment. Let's not push this one.
Yeah, no comment. It was a neat story, too neat, but I kept my doubts to myself. Daniel smiled at me. I love her. She knows what it means to be a wolf. I started to get who he was, or that's all I wanted from him.
Get who he was. Let's. I think that we've got a pretty good idea of this one, right?
Yeah, Daniel sniffed the air. His nostrils moved in a very non-human way. I was looking enthralled. Was he a wolf? Was he a wolf? Are you a wolf? I asked. In face, we all are. I was human, or that's not what I meant.
This guy thinks we're an idiot. Um. Uh. Not what I meant. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
you know what I mean. I sighed, exasperated. He laughed a short, barking laugh. Yes, I was born as a wolf, and then when it turned out I was not only a wolf, I was disgusted. You know, going around on two legs, soft and helpless. Who really wants that? I didn't want to have anything to do with humans, but Lisa comes one day and she talks to me and brings me to Olga, and I think, well, they're not that bad, and they have stuff. Stuff is nice. I like stuff. He sniffs on the wind again. Besides, he said, I can show them the Pudeska the way I see it, the way the wolf sees it. Once they see it like that, they never come back to their old ways. That's all I wanted from him.
Sounds functional.
Okay,
Oh.
we can talk to Kim or Pat, but both of them will require willpower to talk to.
We don't need-
Because
oh,
they
Pat. We don't want to talk to Pat. No.
I
How much
want to,
willpower we have
I
left?
want to. We have full willpower, and I want to talk to Kim. Kim was that non-binary person that we beat the shit out of those drunks with. So
Yeah,
I
Kim's
like
fine.
Kim.
We can do Kim.
Yeah, I want to talk to Kim. Kim told me about the Bone Gnawers, urban werewolves fighting for the disadvantaged and the marginalized, children of the rat. Bone Gnawers, they stand for the rights of the poor and disenfranchised everywhere, making their homes in favelas, squats, and camps, hated by other tribes because they act like tame dogs eating scraps off the human table. Did they really have Rat as a patron? Or we can spend another willpower to ask Kim about their story.
Willpower. I want to know about the bone gnawers.
It's always about prejudice, said Kim when I asked for their story. That was not what I asked. I asked about how you became a werewolf, I clarified. Patience, darling. Kim waved their finger at me. I've seen it all. You know, I was born on the day the Berlin Wall was constructed, half my family cut out. They look somber. I ran away from home when I was 13, hung out with some really weird crowd at the zoo station. Why did they run? Or I read that book.
Ooh. Well, no, we've proven that we don't know anything, right? Like we have no cunning at all or knowledge stats. So I don't think we read. We've completely chosen to show that we do not read. So
What?
let's ask questions. Let's just be curious forever.
Yeah. Why did you run? I asked. We liked it there. There were animals and we lived like animals, but I liked it, Kim shrugged. You see, I always knew I was a werewolf. My family's full of them. Went through everything you could imagine: punk rock, Berlin squats, drug dealing, gay clubs, you name it. I was there. I nodded. And Kim continued their story. And there was always some sad, prejudiced pricks. Prejudice is the worst shit. All those little constructs in their brains that poison everything they do. Did they really have a rat as a patron? Really have the rat as a tribe patron, I asked. Sure we do, Kim answered. It's a very good patron, resilient. You want to be like a rat, always managing, always afloat. They kept talking. And this shit here, they just around, this shit comes from prejudice, from exclusion, and from greed. Take greed and prejudice away, 90% of the world's problems are solved. They sighed heavily. Now, tell it to other Garu and they look down on you. Because you're a bone gnawer. They think they are superior. Prejudice, prejudice everywhere. Okay, we can talk with Pat,
Okay,
the hacker. Pat is probably a glasswalker. If Pat's a hacktivist.
Kim gained a few points there. That was interesting. But yeah. Let's talk to Pat. Let's talk to everybody. Let's
Sure, we got willpower for a reason, right?
yeah.
Yep, I was right. Pat was a glasswalker. Tribe was finding glasswalkers, an adaptable tribe of urban human lovers who worship the weaver or at least freely use its tools to fight the worm, hated by other tribes for their willingness to abandon the old ways and embrace tools of the enemy. Pat was a glasswalker, and her tribe was finding its niche in cutting-edge technological cityscapes among the strands of the weaver's net. It sounded intriguing. We talked for a while. What was she doing in the forest? We can spend a willpower to say she didn't look like a werewolf, or we can spend a willpower to ask how did you get a spirit patron?
Oh, spirit patron. I think. I mean, we've got a little bit of willpower left, guys.
We have
But
2 more willpower.
yeah. Just talking to this character seems like it's going to cost us every bit of it. Uh, yeah. It's better than insulting them with you don't look like a werewolf. That seems like that's gonna cause trouble, right? Right.
How did you get Winter Weasel to be your patron? I was curious. I caught it, said Pat. Or rather, I made sure it would have more to eat with me than alone. That's how you catch weasels. Was it a forest spirit?
Fair enough.
But is it it is a forest spirit, isn't it? I think it's a weasel, so it gets accustomed to live where there's food. Right now, it's the city. Hunts electricity spirits these days and feasts on them. What was she doing in the forest? Or we could spend our very last point of willpower to say she doesn't look like a werewolf, which honestly seems pretty insulting, and so I don't kind of want to say that.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm like, I really don't want to be like, you don't look like a werewolf. You're gatekeeping werewolfism since we just started.
You
What do
know,
we know?
yeah.
The other one.
Yeah, so you're basically a city dweller, I heard? All glasswalkers are. It's our natural habitat. I feel quite out of place in the forest. But the Puzeska is our home, or that got my interest.
Interest.
Is it a tribe
Very
thing,
good
I
news.
asked, interested? That's what it is, she nodded. We use the weaver to fight the worm, and the forest is not the weaver's domain. Happen to be quite fond of humanity. They all have great potential. Okay. We can still ask her if she looked like a werewolf, or say I had to think it over.
Think it over. I don't think we should be like
Finally, I
just
stopped asking. I had to
outright
think over what
jerks.
I'd learned, but I didn't want to talk anymore. Too exhausted to bug them
That's
with
fine.
personal questions. There are a lot of werewolves there. One thing bugging me, I said. Why are there so many of you here? Suddenly everyone in Biovesa is a werewolf, or what? You know nothing, cub, Olga laughed bitterly. A mere century ago, there were dozens of packs in these forests. None of the old guard survived the 90s, Lisa shook her head. We had to start from scratch. Till you showed up, there was only 6 of us, and 3 of us are not even local, Cornell pointed out. 2 packs, too small for their own good. Anyway, before you're admitted to a tribe, you need to prove yourself. What? Now? Prove myself? I was shocked. And I proved myself enough already? Rite of
If we
passage.
killed someone, you'd think that they would be like, "Oh, cool."
You went through your first change, Pat said. She was leaning on a tree nearby, and you know everything you need to know at the moment. But you have to go through a rite of passage. Daniel rubbed against my flank, excited. A vision quest, Kim winked at me. Since we don't have time for tests, we need to solve a real problem. Olga stepped in. Namely, once you find a way of ending this logging problem, Cornell said gently. So, how would you like to do it? They all looked at me in anticipation. I took my time. Enjoying the moment, my body was buzzing with energy, ready to shift shape on the slightest sign of danger. My mind was clear. I knew what to do, +1 willpower. Goal, beat the rite of passage. Okay.
You know what to do. Fire. That's what our choice is.
We had to stop the loggers, we had to cripple the logging operation, or we couldn't back down.
So, stop the loggers is probably like us just like literally eating a bunch of logging folk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For better or worse, humanity's cheap. So I feel like working on the operation itself is probably going to be more effective. It costs money to
Yeah,
get
but
more
that's
logging
probably
equipment in. It doesn't really cost very much money to replace a bunch of murdered workers.
true. Alternatively, uh, the that could lead to, oh, we're gonna stop the logging thing via like grassroots initiatives and stuff, which our character is not built for.
Well, we couldn't back down requires a lowering of rage, and I would think that that wouldn't be what that would be it. But anyway, what do you want to do? I'm okay with
Oh,
either. I'll murder everything. We gotta set everything on fire.
yeah, we gotta set everything on fire. Which let's go to the second one. Let's try to like do or end the logging for the logging part rather than just eat a bunch of people.
We have to cripple the logging operation, I decided. I say, let's destroy their equipment. Kim looked unconvinced. Never mind the loggers, Kim made a suspicious gesture with her hand. We have to inspire the protesters. Continue with my plan. You have to arm ourselves, both us and the human protesters, and fight the logging, I continued, not metaphorically, physically. Olga nodded with approval. I know someone who can arrange some explosives for us. Daniel beamed, smoking like a true Arun. Bet you were born on the full moon, weren't you, Maya? Arun, those born on the full moon are the living weapons of Gaia, artists of bloodshed, ever ready to kill and to die if need be. How did he know? I looked at him surprised. How did he know? Mom always told me that when she gave birth to me, the full moon was shining through the window and she couldn't take her eyes off it. I nodded. Okay.
We are problem solvers.
So apparently all of our like stats up into this point were determining where we are our auspice. So we are now Arun. And all of our stats have been replaced with glory, honor, and wisdom, of which we have 2 glory, 1 honor, and no wisdom. We are not smart.
We are not smart. We are very we knew that going in.
Yeah. It's the path of glory and honor, added Lisa. God reborn of the full moon are warriors and leaders, said Olga, just like you and me. Your place in the werewolf society will be determined by your renown. You can earn glory through defeating mighty enemies and succeeding in dangerous quests. You can earn honor by following your moral imperative and upholding the laws of the Garu. You can earn wisdom by acting efficiently and thinking well before you act. Your renown will change as you play, contribute to Maya's legend among the Garu. No pressure at all. I felt overwhelmed. Olga must have sensed my confusion. Come on, we have a lot to discuss. She patted my shoulder. We have to find your phone and wallet. So I followed her. I nodded and followed her. And typed loose ends of my old life. Back to the beginning. I'm sitting on a bus. The sun's streaming through the windows, making it hard to see. No road cuts through the dense forest. My mind wanders. We're doing something important, walking among the trees, looking for something, losing something I loved, gaining something unwanted, but then I'm fully awake and the memories scatter away. We're almost there, says Anya. I did some searching. She looks at me from over her phone, and this place is amazing. The last primordial forest in Europe. I'm excited to be here. She's such a dork, or it can't be the last one.
I want to call her a dork, but, I like we are pro force, so being excited is kind of our thing.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I know, right? I smiled. I can't. Not able to finish. I start to cough. Lose one health and spit blood, or lose one willpower and try to stop.
We do not have the willpower to deal with that. We'll just spit blood. We'll be right.
Yeah, my
We don't
throat
have
is
to.
sore. My lungs hurt. Because of our high rage, I need to get out. Anya, I need help, or I need to stop the bus.
Uh,
I think we just gotta cheese it. We just gotta get out of here.
yeah. Great. That sounds right.
Hit the
That's
window and
that's
it
where we're at.
moves but doesn't break. It's gray and dull, and some of it stays on my hand. The substance is sticky and makes my skin itch. Spiders. Hand is crawling with thousands of tiny spiders, weaving their webs around it with tremendous speed. The whole bus is filled with them. I fight, I try to get out, or lose one rage and scream.
Uh, Try to get out, but it sounds like we're not allowed to use like public transportation anymore.
Man, we're warriors. We're gonna fight. I don't agree. We're not running. We're gonna fight these spiders. I mean, they're spiders. How hard can they be? Try to
I
fight them.
mean, yeah. All right. Uh, okay, let's go. Let's fight spiders.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, the spiders are too small. There are too many of them. After a few seconds, I'm covered in cobwebs and able to move. There's a hiss. I hear a hiss. Then slowly, a long, dark, bloody shape comes out of Anya's eye socket, pushing the eye out. Black snake reeks of rotten meat, acid, and oil. Don't
Oh
f-
shit.
don't fight, Maya. You are already mine, it says, just like your grandpa. And then it kisses me. I love you, worm. Delicious. All right.
I don't. I'm getting a conclusion that maybe the worm's not our friend.
Yeah, it's almost like the worm is the enemy of Olgaro. Chapter 5, the plan.
We have enough time to run another chapter.
Well, probably not now that you say that. We gotta see the plan, though. Oh, man.
I mean, I guess we could start it.
You're 75% done, it says. Is that a good place to stop?
Even number. I mean, well, not even as it is, but like.
It's an even
Three quarters.
number. Yeah. Well, let's go to art time.
Oh, I got real invested in that one and didn't draw as much as I'd hoped.
Oh, that's all good.
At least
Yeah,
I know a
if the
lot more.
force is the same one, we only have to pay half as much attention. It's true. If all characters are a single character, then that's just one character. That's all we need to know. We only need to know about one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've condensed everything down into a very accurate, assumption of make sure everything is all one lump sum that we're about to set on fire.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to choose a tribe at some point. Glad we're against fascist werewolves. That's good. Yeah, Kim seems great. They seem good.
Yeah, I think Kim's pretty accurate, but I don't think we're gonna end up following Kim's ideology. Unfortunately, it seems like it's just gonna be what us and Olga.
Yeah, murdering everything. Sounds good to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I'm there. See if it says.
We we ended up making ourselves just a weapon. So
I mean,
when when
it's our
everything
destiny. All right, it's our destiny.
when all you have is a hammer.
Yeah, well, all you have is a hammer. bite the head off of some people. I think that's something that we've definitely learned here today. Is there anything else we've learned today other than just a ton of lore?
uh, our care. Well, I guess what we've learned is we're going to try our hardest in our actions to not follow our grandfather's ways.
But
That became problematic real quick.
the worm was French kissing us in our dreams. It'd be so
Oh,
easy to follow his ways.
oh, that's yeah, no, 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 don't follow the worm. That's what we've learned today. Don't follow the worm.
All right, don't follow the worm. All right, all right.
Never trust the worm.
Well, let us all think about the fact that we should not trust the worm today as we contemplate what we see here. And next time we'll finish. If that percentage in
Yeah,
the menu is correct, we'll probably finish the story. So
I'm gonna be honest. It seems a little weird that we just became a werewolf, and then all we did was go, hey, what are the other werewolves like? And they're like, oh, the game's basically done now. It's like interesting. This seems less like us fighting a logging company and us like actually being werewolf tourists.
yeah, it's unfortunate, unfortunate but true. Yeah, we'll tour the world as werewolves next time. Thank you for joining us. Have a contemplative day, as we always say. We always say that. Have a
Oh
contemplative
yes,
day.
our new catchphrase.
Goodbye.